Today on the Philly Talk podcast, we discuss day one of on the field training camp. Here, you got a quick drill between Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. I gotta say, I love the touch on this pass and the finish.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking sixes in the bird gang, that's I like. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we screaming fly, eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.
What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk podcast. I gotta say quickly, seeing the Eagles on the field makes me so happy because we're this much closer to actual real games. Now, we're gonna talk day one notes, but before we do that, help your boy out. Hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, and ding that bell so you know when these videos drop. And go check out manscaped.com. They got a lot of stuff to keep today's man groomed. Use promo code PhillyMike for 20% off and free shipping. You won't regret it. Now, before we get into day one camp notes, I gotta say, the first training camp was only 58 minutes. We couldn't even hit an hour, and tomorrow they're off. Now, we didn't get to actually see footage of the 11-on-11 and the 7-on-7. I think we won't see that until the joint practices with the Cleveland Browns and the Miami Dolphins. But Elliott Shore-Parks did record Jalen Hurts stats. Now, look, it's practice stats. It doesn't matter. But I do want to compare last year's opening day practice to this year's opening day practice. It doesn't matter. We went to the playoffs. No matter what Jalen Hurts stats were in the first open practice, and these drills were not 20 to 20. It was all red zone drills. Start at the 20 and get into the end zone. So Jalen Hurts did go 12 of 15 for 4 touchdowns and 1 interception. Now, shout out to Tori. She hit me up on Twitter. She also follows the channel that he had 5 touchdowns, according to another writer. He might be right, but we're going to stick with this because I already got this stuff written down. But let's look at the difference between opening day this year and opening day last year. 5 of 14, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Again, the practice format favors the offense. So let's not go out there and say our defense stinks. Let's not go out there and say Jalen Hurts is taking us to the Super Bowl. I mean, I want him to, but I understand the people who say, why are we talking about practice? It's about encouragement. We heard all the reports in the offseason that he was working on the things that we want. Quicker release, consistency in the pocket, being able to see the field, read the field, and stop that hitch. So last year's opening day and this year's opening day, there's an improvement. That is all we want to see. Because let's be honest, if Jalen Hurts came out and had another 5 of 14, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, that will be the only thing talked about. Now that he had an okay or good first performance in just practice, we're not allowed to talk about it. I'm going to talk about the good and the bad, but it still don't matter until week 1 versus the Lions. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is Eagles play some 3-4 defense. We're trying to mix it up. We heard the reports that we want to be a hybrid defense, 3-4-4-3, wide, tight, you name it, we got it. Last year, we didn't play no dime packages. We dang sure better play some dime packages, especially if offenses come out with 4 to 5 receivers when we play them big gun type teams. I love it because this is the time to try all the new stuff. We got the versatile players, and I believe it's going to come natural to these guys, but let's get out the kinks. And I'm glad that Jonathan Gannon actually is saying something, and then he's doing it. Because last year, we didn't play too much 3-4 defense. We might have switched up the fronts and did different things with Fletch and Derek Barnett going to play running backs, but we didn't do all the things that he said he was. And I'm going to chalk that up to we didn't have enough talent. And already in the first practice, he's trying it. And again, the Eagles are going to practice later than any other team. You heard Nick Sirianni talk about the soft tissue issue. You know what I mean, the soft tissue problems, and we're going to give a lot of time off. We did it in OTAs, and we'll do it this time. That's why you're really going to see the rough and the tough practice come joint practice. I mean, I'm looking at the Saints. I'm looking at the stinking Cowboys. I'm looking at the Washington football. not me, it's being posted on Twitter, and I see they're already playing, and their beat writers are able to capture on video some 7-on-7 and 11-on-11s. We're not allowed to. We hold things close to the vest until the joint practices. Now, let me talk about number 3 real quick. Brandon Graham, Marcus Epps, and TJ Edwards. Why do I have them as a keynote? Well, BG almost got an interception. And for the people to say Hurts had 2 interceptions, he didn't. Lane Johnson poked out the interception that would have been to BG, and he dropped it. He talked about he got to get that next time, and it wasn't a bad pass by Jalen Hurts. The ball slipped out of his hand, and it almost fell in the hands of one BG. But the energy's different. You hear him, and you feel the guys are talking about having BG back, what he's able to do, the disruption he is, not just rushing the passer on the edge, but also via the run, which we're not going to really see in training camp, but it will translate during the season. I know it, and you know it. The crazy thing is today how we talked about D tackles, making quarterbacks that like to step up in the pocket fall back. That is all good. But there is so many quarterbacks now that can roll out and make a play. You still need your edge rushes to hit home, and BG is showing energy already. He looks good. He feels good. He said he felt like when the injury happened, it was going to take a lot to recover, but he actually feels real good about this recovery. Now, Marcus Epps did get the 1 interception on Jalen Hurts, and from the report I heard, Jalen Hurts was a little late on the pass, and Marcus Epps was able to jump in front. Now, I didn't get to see it. How late? Was it Jalen's fault? Was it a good play by Marcus Epps? Was it a bad play by Dallas Goedert? I don't know. Again, well, no one's going to be perfect in practice for the simple fact that sometimes you try things that they're comfortable with, and sometimes you try things that they're not comfortable with. But shout out to Marcus Epps. I think he's going to have a big year. Tart just getting to the team, not able to play yet. Anthony Harris out for C-19 reasons. So the starting safeties were Kavon Wallace and Marcus Epps, and he made the most of it. And last but not least, TJ Edwards. They saw and reported a quick play, a quick slant, Jalen Hurts to A.J. Brown. And what does A.J. Brown do after that? He tries to get yak, and he normally does. TJ Edwards was able to sniff it out and pull it out. So I'm not saying was it a total lack of concentration from A.J. Brown. Was it a great play from T.J. Edwards? I'm not sure, but he was there on A.J. Brown and able to make the play. You got to look at that in a positive light for T.J. Edwards, who just saw the Eagles added Kaiser White, Nakobe Dean. He's not trying to lose his spot. I'm not saying he'll have it or lose it, but that linebacker race for starting positions is going to be tighter than people think. T.J. Edwards started to come up last year. Why can't he take a bigger step? I'm liking what he offers, and it's going to be a fight for that linebacker spot. Number 4 on my list, I got Kenny Gainwell. Yes, Miles Sanders had a couple carries, but Kenny G scored twice, 1 on the ground and 1 through the air. And I think Nick Sirianni really wants a guy who can run between the tackles, run outside, and catch the ball at a high rate. And Kenny Gainwell offers that. Miles Sanders, we think he's going to have a big year, and I am a believer. But his opportunities might get cut short if Kenny G continues to thrive in any situation the Eagles put him in. He's happy for year 2. I'm happy he's on our team. I think Memphis running backs always translate, whether they're every down backs or scat back specialty backs. They have a certain skill set that you love, and you've seen it with Antonio Gibson. I'm seeing it with Kenny Gainwell, and he's going to make noise this year. We always talk about the stat. Last year, only 107 touches, but 40 of the 107 touches went for a first down or a touchdown. He gets it done. That's 37.3% of the time. I can't wait to see what continues with Kenny Gainwell. And last but not least, I want to touch number 5, the wide receivers. Brown scored a touchdown, Smitty scored a touchdown, and Watkins scored a touchdown. According to John McMullen, the best play of the day was Jalen Hurts dropping back and throwing a back shoulder fade. A back shoulder fade. Maybe he caught it this way, or maybe he turned around. But a back shoulder fade to Quez Watkins. And I'm telling you, this guy continues to show the dog in him. We want him for his speed. But sooner rather than later, we're not going to be talking about his speed as the best trait he has. He's going to be an all-around wide receiver who, oh, by the way, can burn you with his 4.3 speed for sure. Quez Watkins is really stepping up. Now, Zach Pascal wasn't there due to C19 stuff, so I'm not counting him out. But you know me, I think that Quez Watkins deserves that number 3 spot. I think he's going to earn the number 3 spot. And, man, he's every chance he gets, he shows why he shouldn't have been slept on. He shouldn't have been a 6th-round pick, but I'm glad he's ours. Now, again, A.J. Brown did have the fumble. It happens. It's practice. And Devonta Smith did have a drop. Devonta's caught a touchdown. Cool. It's practice. But he did have a drop. He was one-on-one with the young cornerback in Zach McPherson. Now, I heard he made a move at the line of scrimmage that had everybody like, yeesh. But Zach McPherson then caught back into the play and disrupted it. So he could have had another touchdown, but Zach McPherson defended it type well. It was considered a drop. It did touch Devonta Smith's hands, and he got upset. He went to the side and did some push-ups because he's like, yo, that's not me. That's not me. Let me nip this in the bud early. Like I said, Zach Pascal wasn't there, Anthony Harris wasn't there, and Jason Kelce all were not there due to C19 protocols, whatever it is. I don't even know why it's still around, but I guess it's still around. And so Cam Jurgens took Jason Kelce's spot. Good to see him get some reps. Quez Watkins got all the reps at number 3. And last but not least, Kevon Wallace, who I didn't really hear nothing bad or nothing good about, took over one of the safety spots for, I guess, Anthony Harris. I do think Marcus Epps has a chance to start with either Anthony Harris or Jaquiski Tartt. We'll see how that all plays out. But just watching them practice, knowing that the season is upon us, it feels great. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section when it goes to everything that we've heard. If you heard something that I didn't, let me know. Again, I think these practices, we're not going to be able to get crazy footage because the Eagles keep things close to the vest. I could have put some videos of, like, running little slant. Like, some of the routes, they were, like, just pretty much pitch and catch. I didn't want to just put the pitch and catch videos on here because we see them every year. We see them in OTAs. I want to see something of interest. And I did like that pass from Jalen Hurts. So that's what I wanted to put that. Actually, let's look at it one more time. Small version of it. Again, I think he just throws it on the money to A.J. Brown. But it is what it is. We still got work to do. The joint practices are going to be when we get to really get tested before the preseason. But I do think we're going to fall back via preseason. So I think we'll get the most information via the joint practices. And because their beat writers will be recording and we'll have another team there so they can see what we're doing anyways, I think we'll be allowed to record. Not me, but, you know, the Zach Bermans, the John Clarks, the Elliott Shore Parks, the Daves and Garrows will be able to record. I just wanted to say, once again, I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is a beast. You see what he did? I'm a believer. I think he's getting better. But if it was a bad practice, we would have heard about it. So I'm going to let you know a good practice too. I'm not taking a bad one to the bank or a good one to the bank. We got to see week 1 versus the Lions. On that note, I appreciate you guys. Once again, check out Manscaped. It's still in the building. Great stuff. Keep today's man groomed. Use promo code Philly Mike for 20% off and free shipping. Until next time, listen, I got to hit LB up. I got to hit Gate City and Philly Fresh up to get back on our normal Battle Birds podcast. We got some round tables coming up. I don't know who's going to host it, but we got a big Eagles tape. I don't know. But we got things going on. Make sure you're tapped in, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.